Alright, well, I've spent about a whole day trying to get these Let's Plays going, so maybe this one will be the one that I finally figured out. Anyway, I am a rookie Let's Player, and I am just messing around with my settings and trying to get the right mix of video quality and sound. I am going to mess around with some Dark Souls 2 right now. Dark Souls 2 is not something that I really expect to make a series out of. But for the moment, I'm just messing around. It's a new game that I just got for Christmas. I want something to play around with for a little while that would be fun to record some commentary on, and then I'll move on to things that I want to actually create a series for. I had actually begun recording some commentary for Need for Speed earlier on, and I learned a harsh lesson very early about recording video, that you have to turn the microphone on if you're about to record a half hour of gameplay, because if not, then you just wasted a half hour of your time. So yeah, that was a lesson learned. Alright, anyway, what are we doing here? Blood on. Yes, I want blood on. I am an adult. I am a grown-ass man. I do want the blood on. Subtitles, sure, why not? Just brightness. And usually with these games I like to go a little brighter than it says. That might just be my TV, but it seems like it can get a bit dark. Do I really care about any of this stuff right now? Not particularly. Now, I've played Dark Souls 2 briefly. I played the PlayStation 3 version of it when it first came out. I didn't get very far, but
you've seen Maybe
I had asked for this one for Christmas, so I would like to play through the two Dark Souls games. And this one was cheap, so I figured I might as well try to get this one and play through it on PS4. I have not played much of Dark Souls 1, maybe about 10-11 hours of it. I liked it a lot. It was just one of those situations where I bought that in another game at about the same time, and the other game ended up taking all my time, and I just never really played Dark Souls, which is kind of a shame, given that I loved Demon Souls. Demon Souls is one of my favorite games of the last 2 to 3 console generations. I played the shit out of that game. I think I shouldn't say I think I know I platinumed it on PS3, the American version. I even bought the European Black Phantom edition because I wanted the guide and the art book and stuff that came with it. So I even imported that, and I think I got like half the trophies in that too because I just love playing it. I would actually like to get the platinum in the European version too if I ever had the time to go back and do it, but obviously that's a bit time consuming, so I'm probably not ever going to get around to it. But that's just to illustrate that I do like this series, and I am somewhat familiar with it, even though I've not played through either one of the Dark Souls games. I've also put probably 30 odd hours into Bloodborne, and I liked it. I didn't like it as much as Demon Souls. I don't like the combat as much, or the systems. There were a lot of things that Demon Souls did better, I thought, but I'm not going to get too much into that right now.
I believe they called it.
At least with the Dark Souls games, they're not technically connected plot-wise. I don't necessarily have to have played 1 to play 2. I could just play 2 and not even worry about 1. I would really like to play them both at some point. I know there's even a third one coming out this year, but I'm probably not going to get around to doing all of them. But for the purposes of this kind of practice Let's Play, this will be perfect. Although I do wish the game would begin. It's funny, as I get older, I definitely get a little bit more impatient with cutscenes. No, I mean, I enjoy story, and I realize that the setting has to be, created and set up for the player, but I definitely am getting to the point where I tend to zone out during these things, more so than when I was a teenager, and I used to really enjoy, video cutscenes. That was one of the issues I was having in playing Need for Speed a little while ago, and those Let's Plays that I messed up with the audio. A lot of it was just me sitting here watching cutscenes and wondering why I was watching cutscenes in a racing game. It just doesn't make any sense. It's almost comical, but the game was alright. I'll get back to that soon. This is interesting. They look like Dementors.
like a moth drawn to a flame. Your wings will
Like
burn
Dementors
in
drawn to your
anguish.
soul.
Time after time.
Time after time. That's a great Cyndi Lauper song. Alright, come on. Come on.
For
I actually don't remember if this
is
game
your
works
fate.
similar to Dark Souls, and that you
fate
have
of the cursed.
human state and an undead state. I mean, I'm guessing that's the way it works. All the Souls games tend to have a similar game mechanic. Might be worded a little differently or work slightly differently, but they all tend to have that similar, human state versus like a somewhat lesser state. I remember in Demon Souls, the soul state actually it made you stronger. You had less health overall, but you were stronger. I mean, I would spend most of the game in that game in the soul state. Alright, looks like we're in-game engine now. Getting exciting. Might actually get to push some buttons soon. That looks interesting. Now, I do remember very quickly getting to a large enemy of some sort when I played it on PS3 and just getting absolutely hammered. Not having any clue how to get past him, so we'll see if that's what's about to happen to me here. Weapon would probably be a good thing. Oh boy, is that an enemy? I have no idea. Apparently not. Gotta remember how to play this, it's been a while. Right, what am I doing here? Apparently not going that way. And yeah, I'm just lost. 20 seconds in and I'm lost. Great. Yeah, this is one of the things I'm going to need to get used to during Let's Plays, is I have some trouble paying attention to what's going on in the game because I'm too busy trying to think of things to say. But I guess that's all part of the fun. Alright, seriously, this is aggravating me now. Where do I go? I mean, I would think you'd follow the light. That kind of makes sense. Why else would they put that light in there? Ah, there we go. There's an opening that I missed. I want to punch those little dog creatures, but it didn't seem to do anything. There we go. Alright. Definitely looks a bit nicer than the PS3 version, not surprisingly. Oh god, more cutscenes?
What seems to be the ruckus?
Did she just say Ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse.
Great. Can I play the game?
It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you.
Is this the hub world, maybe?
You spoke to that kind
Although
of
I don't think
deer,
this one has a hub world. I
didn't
know
you?
Demon Souls and Bloodborne have hub worlds. I don't think this one does. I believe this one has
You're
bonfires like
finished.
Dark Souls 1, but I
You'll
could be
go
wrong.
hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Yeah, I get it.
Hollows prey upon men.
Man, I gotta start
Feast
beginning
on
these
their
Let's Plays
soul.
after the opening cutscenes. I forget how long these things
This
take
is
in
the fate
2015.
Of the cursed.
This is why I chose a Super NES game for my first video, because
What
I
is
knew
your
I could just
name?
open it right up and start playing. Not so much the case here. Oh, I gotta go through character creation, don't I? Oh boy. Alright, well, why don't I stop this here and I will begin my next video with a character.